Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the management of employee discipline. Discipline is very important in any workplace because it helps keep everything organized and running smoothly. It's not just about punishment, it's about guiding employees to do the right thing and helping them improve. What is discipline? Discipline is like training. It develops a person's mental, moral, and physical character so they can work well with others. In a company, discipline means following rules and doing your job properly. It's not meant to scare people. It's meant to teach and correct mistakes so that employees and the company can both do better. The three dimensions of discipline. First is telling employees what is expected of them. Employees must know the rules, policies, and standards they should follow. This helps them understand what good performance looks like. Second, making sure they do what is expected. It's not enough to just know the rules. Employees must also do their tasks correctly and follow company policies every day. Third, correcting and reforming mistakes. If employees break the rules, discipline helps them learn from their mistakes. The goal is not to punish but to correct behavior so it doesn't happen again. Objectives of establishing good discipline. First, bring employee behavior under control. If someone doesn't follow the rules, penalties can be given, but these are fair and meant to guide the employees. Second, use penalties for correction, not revenge. The goal is not to hurt or embarrass anyone. It's to remind employees of the right way to work and to keep everyone safe and productive. And last, educate employees on proper behavior. Employees learn why rules are important and how following them benefits everyone. This makes teamwork and reaching company goals easier. Importance of discipline in business. Without discipline, a company can stay productive or profitable. Discipline keeps everyone on track, makes sure goals are met, and helps the business grow. It also builds good habits, teamwork, and a positive work culture.
Good afternoon everyone, I'm Angeline Lisapa. So today I'm going to discuss about the levels of management authority and administering discipline. Supervisors take care of small problems like lateness or simple mistakes. Managers handle more serious actions like giving suspensions. For very serious cases, managers and HR work together, especially if dismissal is needed. The role of human resource manager. The HR manager helps make sure employees are treated fairly and rules are followed. They support both the workers and the company in keeping discipline. As problems get more serious, HR takes a bigger part in the decision. Disciplinary procedures follow a step-by-step process. First, private reminder. The supervisor talks the employee in private about the mistake. This is done to correct behavior without making it public. Second, written explanation. The employee is asked to explain their side in writing. This helps keep a clear record of what happened. Third, warning or suspension with HRD investigation. The employee may get a warning or short suspensions while HR look into the case. This ensures fairness before making a final decision. Fourth, final warning or termination. If the behavior continues, a final warning is given. If there is no change, the employee may lose the job. Last, improvement during probation. Can clear employee's record. If the employee shows real improvement during probation, the mistake can be forgiven. This gives them another chance to keep their job. Principle of reinforcement. Good behavior is encouraged by recognizing and appreciating improvements. This helps employees feel motivated instead of only being punished.
It is the role of line supervisors and managers to see to it that human resource policies, rules, and regulations are followed uniformly in the organization. The supervisors or line managers must provide personal records of instructions or letters of reprimand for inclusions in 201 files or personal record file as an easy reference for other personal actions. The role of the union in imposing employee discipline cannot be taken for granted. Some major principles that union and managements are working on are: Number 1, discharge or termination can occur only for just cause. Employees cannot be discharged by management without proper evidence of strong guilt or violation of the rules and regulations. The burden of proof should be on the employer and not on the employee. The management must present concrete evidence of violation of grade offenses, and the employee should be given the opportunity to explain his position and rebut the evidence presented by the management. Number 3, the formal grievance procedure should be used under this condition. The employee must be informed in writing of the offense committed and ample time must be provided for an employee to explain his side. Number 4, management action must meet due process. Due process is the procedure where the employee is given the opportunity to be heard and no action is taken against him unless proven guilty.
Good day, I am Princess Elia Balatoting and I will talk about the different types of penalties in the workplace and how supervisors should handle them properly. First, employees must know the rules and what they should do when someone breaks a rule. The supervisor should act the right way. The first penalty is a reprimand. A reprimand, this is a verbal warning given by the supervisor. Okay, the goal here is to correct the employee's bad behavior calmly and kindly. Now, there are important steps for a good reprimand. First is you need to get the facts straight before talking to the employee. Next is you do it quietly in your office. Third is you need to be calm and firm and clear without yelling or being harsh. Fourth one is you let the employee admit his or her mistakes. And you need to encourage the employee to do better. Lastly, you need to follow up to check the progress. There are two types of reprimands. First is an oral warning. This is a spoken warning to correct the mistakes. And the second is written reprimand. This is a warning written down and put in the employee's file for future reference. The next type of penalty is suspension. Suspension means the employee cannot work for a set time because of a repeated small rule violations. It is not as harsh as firing, but it helps the employee realize their behavior must change. Suspension can also be used when problem is serious but more facts or evidences needs to be checked, especially when unions are involved. And finally, the most serious penalty is discharge or termination of employment. This means that the employee loses their job and most benefits. This usually happens when the employee commits a serious offense or continues to break the rules after warnings. It is called the capital punishment of work and must be used carefully. If the company fires someone unfairly, it may cause problems like strikes. Before firing, the company must check if the facts and evidences are true, if the penalty fits the offense, if the employee's past work and behavior are considered. Sometimes, if firing is not necessary, the company may stop promotions or salary increases instead. Remember, the penalty should be fair and the employee should be punished only for the bad behavior and not the person. Now, let's move on to the next part. I will explain how to decide if an employee is really at fault when they break a rule. There are 6 steps in this process. First, the supervisor investigates by talking to the employee and the witnesses. Next is they collect signed statements and check any documents. Okay, if needed, they visit the place where the problem happened. Third is the supervisor makes sure there is enough proof to say the employee is guilty. And then they find the right penalty based on the company's rules and policies. Next, the supervisor also looks at how similar problems were punished before to be fair. They also review the employees' past records to see if there were previous problems that might lead to firing. And then the sixth step, finally, the supervisor carefully gives the correct penalty based on all the information. So in this way, in these 6 steps, the company is fair and just when handling rule violations.
What is managerial counseling? Managerial counseling is when a manager or a supervisor talks with an employee to help them do better at work. It is a friendly and guide conversation where the manager give advice, listen to the problem, and support the employees so that they can improve their performance and relationship at work. The purpose of managerial counseling is to make work easier and more effective for the employees. It reduces stress, fear, misunderstanding. It also builds trust, improvement, teamwork, and keep discipline into the workplace. So both employee and the organization can succeed together. Counseling is needed in many parts of managing employees. It begins when a person is hired and continue to work until they leave the job. The common areas that need counseling are job-related activities and personal problems. So in the area of counseling, especially in job-related activities, first is in the performance. Sometimes employee don't meet the expected standard. In this case, the manager should talk to them, give them feedback, and help them set goals. Counseling helps the employee to see their strength, improve their weaknesses, and feel more confident in work. Next is the disciplinary cases. Before punishing an employee, counseling should tried first. A private talk can correct mistake and prevent the problem from getting worse. Discipline may be needed later, but counseling should always come first. Next, we have the conflict in the workplace. Disagreements can happen between the coworker or between an employee or a supervisor. HR or the manager should act as a neutral party to solve the conflict peacefully. Now, so that the performance is not affected. For the safety and industrial health, sometimes incidents happens because employee ignores safety rules. Counseling helps remind them about the importance of safety and health and guides them to build the right attitude towards the safety of the work. We also have in the retirement. When the employee retire, they may feel that they have lost or anxious because they have been working all their lives. Counseling helps them to prepare for this big change and adjust life outside the company. And lastly is the termination. It is very important because losing their job is very stressful. Counseling helps employee to accept the situation, prepare for the future opportunities, and ensure that they live with a good term with the company. So another area for requiring counseling is the personal problems. First is we have the family problem. No, problem at home can disturb peace of mind and lower work performance. Counseling gives the employee a safe space to talk and reduce their stress. In work interpersonal relationship, it is the conflict between coworker or a supervisor. It can create a tension. Counseling helps to solve misunderstanding very quick before they affect the teamwork. We also have alcoholism, and drug abuse. Some employees drink or use drugs to escape the stress or the problem. Managers must notice early signs and refer them for counseling to prevent worse outcomes. For the occupational stress, stress may come from work or personal life. If not managed properly, it can lead to unhealthy coping, such as addiction or even mental illness. Counseling provides emotional support and helps the employee find healthier way to deal with their stress. So indeed, counseling is not just a work-related issue but also personal and family concerns. It gives employee support, reduce anxiety, and helps them to perform better while keeping a healthy and disciplined workplace. For the corrective disciplinary management is the process that the organization used to fix problems in employees' behavior or performance. The goal is not to punish but to guide the employees back on track so that they can do their jobs well and support the company's success. Disciplinary actions are often unpleasant, but when handled with fairness and compassion, they can be improved the performance and strengthen the workplace morale. Counseling and gentle reprimands are the first steps before strictly actions are taken. In corrective disciplinary management, we have four areas. First is the planning discipline. Second is the organizing team. Third is directing group action. And the fourth one is controlling and correcting action. The first one, in the planning discipline, managers should involve the group in setting rules and standards. Everyone should understand the principle of good behavior and job performance. Employee can also help each other by coaching and reminding one another about the right action to take. For the organizing team, a strong team creates a sense of belonging. When an employee feels secure and supported by a team, they are less likely to break the rules. Manager should always keep the communication clear, stop humor quickly, and avoid exaggerating small mistake. For the third one, the directing group actions, managers should delegate responsibilities fairly and communicate through proper channels. They must also train the employee on technical skills, workplace safety, and health practices. Teams should also look after each other, physically or mental well-being, especially in preventing issues like alcoholism or drug abuse. And lastly, for controlling and corrective action, when dealing with mistakes, managers must be firm but fair. Employees should know that the rules are important, but discipline should be applied with understanding. Small mistakes can often be corrected with a friendly reminder or a light warning, while bigger issues may require counseling or stronger measures. Okay, so to warp things up, a good management system focuses on fairness, guidance, and compassion. When employees feel valued and respected, they become more loyal to the company. And when the loyalty grows, the need for strict disciplinary action become much less and not necessary. In short, the corrective disciplinary management is not about punishment. It's about helping employees to improve, keep discipline fair, and build stronger relationship within the workplace.